Welcome to the April edition of the newsletter for TSBE. Been another big month for us, which is particularly exciting. A lot of new members and a great event up at the Toowoomba Golf Club, where we heard from Paul Antonio, John Wagner and Steve Rain from the University of Southern Queensland about the growth opportunities for Toowoomba. So it's certainly an exciting time. It's been a bit of a hit and miss month with Easter, and I hope that treated you well. There's just a few things I want to concentrate on this month from my end. One was investment attraction. Secondly, Surat Basin and the energy precinct, and third was agriculture. In relation to investment attraction, Toowoomba's often felt like it's been a bit of a sort of bit behind in the whole Surat Basin energy precinct point of view, but what we're seeing from a lot of the design houses, architects, planners, etc., is that it's really no longer the case. There is a lot of design and front-end work going on a whole range of diversified projects at the moment, which is particularly exciting. So there's real growth opportunity in Toowoomba, we think at the moment. Particularly exciting in that we've got all this infrastructure coming, and we've spoken about that before, so I won't go on about it again, but there's lots happening in that space. Pleasingly, industrial demand is really high at the moment, and that's often a good lead indicator for growth in the economy. In the wider region, what we're hearing from the Western Downs area in particular is that Dalby and Miles are particularly strong. Chinchilla has slowed a little bit, as has Roma, but we're not too concerned about that. Again, particularly in Chinchilla, industrial demand is really strong at the moment, so it's a good lead indicator of growth in the economy. And that sort of takes me on to the Surat Basin and what's happening out there. Of course, we know that we're approaching that peak construction phase of a lot of the projects. There's a fair bit of uncertainty. What we've seen, particularly hearing from businesses in Chinchilla and Miles, is that there is that uncertainty at the moment. Business has slowed. We've seen that with a change in fly-in, fly-out policies with some of the gas proponents. It meant that there's a lot more cars off the road and people are flying into town. So we've noticed that the takeaway shops are a lot quieter. A lot of that retail trade through the communities is quieter. However, in saying that, we're confident that the proponents do want people to work and live in the towns and raise their families during that operations and maintenance phase. So there's a lot of work being done in relation to that. We're seeing a lot of the transition from the rent roll inquiry from workers to families relocating to the region to take advantage of that work. So the future, I think, is bright, although I'm really keen to emphasise that there is some uncertainty at the moment. We want to do a lot of work on that space, working with Regan Parle here and Lance McManus to work through what the change means from construction to operations and maintenance. We'll get some information out to our members about that very shortly. Finally, agriculture. There's lots happening in the space, and it's a particularly exciting area to be involved with at the moment, particularly with this China focus. So this month, and I recommend you read Jo's newsletter article, but she's been overseas with Minister Rob as part of a larger Australian government delegation to China for the Australia Week celebrations in China. That was a phenomenal delegation and probably one of the best we've been on. But also later in the week, in fact on Sunday, Jo's travelling out with a lot of local producers and local buyers, together with someone from the ANZ Bank and Austrade, introducing local buyers to, local suppliers, introducing them to local buyers in China. So that's going to be particularly exciting. I've just had a look at the itinerary, and I don't think there'll be much time for play for those guys, but hopefully we see real opportunity for producers in the region. We've also done a lot of work with the Wellcamp Airport this month at TSBE, looking at the supply chain possibilities of agriculture export into Asia, and lots of work are being done on that in conjunction with Wagner's, and again we see lots of potential and opportunity there. Again, we've said it before, the biggest problem we've got at the moment is that it's a greenfield site, and we have to build a market here. The market's not there, we have to build it to get this export product to China. It's something we're particularly keen and focused on. So that's it for me from this month. Can I encourage you to our event in Dalby on the 8th of May? We've got underground coal gasification. So the UCG, it's been in the media a little bit again of late with Link Energy in particular, but we're getting an update from Carbon about what's happening out there and what the growth prospects might be in that Western Downs region. Have a great month. If you've got any queries or concerns, please feel free to give me or any of the team a call. I'm really keen to get your feedback on how we can improve our services for you. Thanks.